Aries, hi, how are you guys doing? It's Lisa and I'm here. I'm going to be doing the December general reading for 2022. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for popping in. I hope you enjoyed it. You'll come back and see me again. For those of you who've been here before, I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot. Alright, what can we tell Aries for December 2022? Wow, it's December already. Crazy. Alright. Aries, December 2022. All right, we got the Four of Pentacles. Oops, stuck together. The Two of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Cups. The Emperor, the Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, and the World. Wow. You guys always get so many major arcanas. It's like huge life changes or, big situations happening or cycles ending, and a lot of choices to make, a lot of things to think about and overview. You got a lot of stuff going on. All right, what do we have here? Looks like right now your current self, I'm not sure if you're just feeling like you need to, hold on to your coin a little bit. I mean, it is December. There's holidays and such. You might be having something going on though, because your whole theme of the month is built around this bond with somebody. It could actually be, it could be platonic, could be romantic, but it just feels like there's a bond around this whole month with somebody that you're with, and maybe for whatever reason, whatever plans that you have coming along, that you feel like you need to save money. So I don't know if you have a plan for, I don't know if it's like a wedding, a house, or something that you want to hold on to your money right now, for the future. It feels like it's for the future. Then we have I feel like one of your goals is to work hard. Just like to be able to work hard enough to bring in what you can and feeling good about doing it. Like you like the routine of it. You like the productivity. You like to be able to have like a useful career, I guess. And I feel like that's almost like, it's a goal to you. Maybe you're just like, I don't know if you haven't been working for a while, or you're changing jobs, or something is changing in regards to your career. And I feel like one of your main points is you want to be productive, you want to work hard, but you want it to be something that you're very comfortable doing and it comes easy to you eventually. Now, I do see that there's with this Three of Cups energy, I don't know if there's people around you, and you need to bypass them somehow. Or like maybe there was a situation with them and you're trying to not cause an issue, or an issue happened and you're trying to forget about it, because it's almost like you need to actually get past it. So it's weird, because I do actually remember, was the mid-month, or I remember there was an issue with people, that maybe you were afraid you were going to be around people, or that they were going to have a problem with you were going to have a problem with them, or the person that you're with. So I don't know where that issue is, but it feels like you're still trying to overcome that. So maybe you don't want to be around them and you're trying to get out of being around them, or you're trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to have to be around them, so I just have to get over this. I have to make this be not an issue anymore. Huh. We'll see see if I can clarify. It's interesting though. Because I have like, feels like this Emperor is, you are feeling really, really strong in your resolve. And, you're prepared to do whatever it is that you need to do. If you ever saw the traditional deck, he's like, he's got his robes on and everything, but he's got like the armor underneath it. And it's almost like he's prepared to battle if he has to, but really he's just ruling his kingdom. And I just feel like that, like you have this like feeling of authority and it's just very strong. It can be like a father figure type feeling that doesn't actually, it doesn't have to be a male, it could be a female also, because everybody has that part of them. So whatever the situation is, when you have to overcome this, I feel like you've actually figured out how to be able to do that. So it's like a huge accomplishment for you. You were like, maybe you were fussing about it for a long time and you're like, I don't know what to do, this is crazy. And I think you were just like, kind of like going over it all over the place. And I think eventually you got to the point where like, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I think you've probably figured it out, or by then you will figure it out. Now this Page of Cups energy. Now this could be about like, a relationship, could be about a new relationship, or making a stronger relationship. So if this bond here, you want it to be a relationship, it could also be like a younger person around you. But for whatever the reason, and I don't know why, it says to avoid it. So I think it's like, do you want to avoid the possible relationship? Do you want to avoid, maybe it's a creative thing that you have going on in your head? Is it a person? So we'll find out when we clarify, because I don't know. We'll come back to that and figure it out. Usually it always ends up making sense later, but then we got the Wheel of Fortune. I think you've been on a cycle. I feel like you guys have been on a cycle for a long time. I keep trying to think back to your old readings, and I just always feel like you're like constantly, each new step, whatever the cycles are made out of, I just feel like you've been on them constantly. And the thing with the Wheel of Fortune is, it's not like permanent, whether you're going to be on the top or you're going to be on the bottom. It's always something that we can push past, and once we get off of the wheel. And when you think about it, it's like you're trying to make decisions that are going to keep you pretty much on the top. So when you're going ahead and thinking about it, you don't want to do anything that's going to cause you to, lower your vibrations or put bad energy out there. Because the way it's a karmic wheel, so you put out a bunch of bad, you're going to get a bunch of bad back. And that's just how it is. It's like, opposite, whatever. I can't remember the words now. But yeah, so you don't want to go doing that. And I think that's when it comes with this Three of Cups. It's like, I feel like, and I wonder if there's a connection here. I don't know if you can see this, but it's like, you got the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, and then this Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like this is going to have a lot to do with, maybe your luck coming up, or, maybe how things are going to turn for you, depending on how you handle this situation. Because it feels like there's a connection. There's seriously a connection there. And so I don't know who they are to you guys, but I feel like there's just like some kind of issue going on, and you really need to work your way out of, like, around it without causing any, like, pushback. You don't want to cause anything that's going to cause an issue for you or for them, or like, so you're trying to make it smooth, because there's no reason to, mess up your karma and stuff for whatever this is. I don't even know. I couldn't even imagine what this is, but I've seen it before with you guys. I've seen it before. Now you have your Strength, and that's actually, this is what you lean on, I think, a lot. This could be somebody that you think of when you think of Strength, somebody that, you're always able to go to them for, if you need advice, if you need, some kind of, what's that word? Encouragement. to help you work through things. But it's also your own personal strength, like, your willpower and your like courage and able to handle things with like without causing, I keep saying like, sorry, without causing a whole bunch of static. That's exactly what it feels like, static. You have the strength to be able to do that. And again, you might have somebody else with you that is able to help you out with that. And then we have the World. And this is a full completion. It's, like there's a success in something. There's a fulfillment. And I actually feel like I'm wondering if they are part of that. Like, so once you get past this, and I don't know if it's because of the holidays or, whatever's going on in your life, that you're going to be confronted by this Three of Cups. And I don't know who this is, but I feel like that's going to come up. And the way you handle it is going to make it's going to make the accomplishment that much better. And I don't know if it's like if you do something not right, if it's going to cause this to break up, or I actually don't know. It just feels like you have to make sure that this doesn't go sideways, I guess. That makes sense. All right, let's see what we can find out. And it's fun. It's weird because it's almost like there's two different stories here. Because you can see all these are like pink and blue, all pretty, and the green ones. Like I feel like that's around your, your career, your work. You're like almost like two different things, but it could be all one person, but it could be a couple different people. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Okay, what about this Four of Coins? Got the High Priestess and the Strength card again. So I think, all right, you're going to be, I think when you're looking at your finances, maybe you're like, okay, well, I got to see how I'm going to work this out for whatever the situation is. And that's another part of willpower and, using your strength just to, say no to that Starbucks or, not go ordering out a whole bunch of times, that kind of thing. It feels like you do have the power to do it. But I also feel like you're going to try to you're going to say, well, maybe I can. And you got to look at what's hidden and be like, no, I can't. So what about this Two of Cups? The Fool. And the Sun. All right. This is almost like, okay, you're going to have a whole new start. Something's going to be happening really new for you. And you've got this before too. All right, and the Sun. So it's happy. And this is really making me feel like it's a relationship. It just feels like it's a relationship. It feels very happy. So what about this Eight of Coins? Eight of Coins. What you got? The Judgment. And Ten of Pentacles. That's awesome. All right, so it feels like, all right, maybe you have some insight going on about what is going to be your best, your best job ideas, your best thoughts about something. I don't know if you're in a business, maybe you're going to have like this eureka and be like, oh, well, I can maybe do this. So you're reviewing these decisions, maybe you've made them before, and then you have to come back to it and say, well, will this work for me? And I feel like whatever it is that you're going to land on, it's going to work for you pretty well. At least that's what it seems like it. And depending on where you're at in your relationships or whatever, this could be like, passing on traditions or family values. And even if like you're not going to make buku money, but I feel like you might, you're going to have enough to be comfortable and be able to have what you need. Now we got the King of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. I feel like when you handle this situation, whatever it is with the Three of Cups, you're going to have to be stable. You're going to have to like handle it in a very, don't let your emotions go high on you. Don't use a lot of emotions, but you're almost like in the middle ground between your head and your heart. You just want to like be, even, down the center, disciplined, and stable. So you don't want to go either way, because like I said, I don't know what the situation is. So maybe you are like that person that somebody else is going to be looking to, saying, how do you handle this, or what should I do with this? And you're going to be that person, that firm but grounded person that's going to be able to redirect whatever might be coming out. And we do have the Four of Swords, and that's just, once you do that, I feel like this is like it's because, like I said, this is like the second time I've seen this for you guys. It's a huge thing, and it's weighing on your mind. And I think once that's taken care of, you'll be able to rest. You won't have to think about it anymore. Emperor has the Chariot and the Hangman. Ew. All right, well, all right, so you're in a good position to handle it. You're going to be the one that's going to be able to keep this situation in line. Like, you're not going to, let it go one way or the other. Like, it's not going to get pulled one, way. Because you have the drive and the determination to do it. And though this Hangman's like, you might be accepting the consequences of whatever the actions are, whatever your actions are. Or you might just say, well, let me just look at it a different way. Maybe I'll look at it their way. Because I don't know what happened. But maybe you're looking at it the way they see it. And it makes things easier to, to think about it. If you walk in somebody else's shoes or whatever. So I think it's possible. That might be something what you're doing. Oops. My cards go flying. Oops. Oh, the Death card. Alright, got on Page of Cups, the Death. So, Death and the Lovers. Whatever it is that you were thinking about, or what the layout told you to avoid, I feel like something's going to have to change. I don't know if it's going to be externally or internally, but something's going to have to change. It might have to be a decision based on, what your plans actually are and what you were thinking about. Because if this is your relationship, this is somebody, they feel like almost like twin flame or, a soulmate. But something might have to change about how things are going. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be picking a whole new person, but there just might have to be something to changes to make things go smoother. I don't know if you were thinking about, this is odd, but I don't know. I don't know if you consider them younger than you in some sense, maybe like a little immature. Not necessarily younger than you, but just a little more immature. And so whatever it was saying to hold off on, if it was a relationship or whatever, they were saying to hold off on just because there's going to have to be a change in the situation. So I don't know if wait a little bit until they mature up. I can't tell. I actually can't tell what that is. But I think whatever you guys do, if you decided to change something, you'll figure it out. I mean, you're figuring out everything else up till now. Huh. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Page of Pentacles. Well, that sounds like you're going to end up defending something. And it just might be defending your way of making money. You're like something that you're going to have to defend against. And again, could be this Three of Cups all over again. I'm starting to wonder. I think the Page of Pentacles are a little bit a matter of, where you want to do some kind of skill development. And I was talking about this job that you were going to have. Maybe you're going to have to defend your idea, your opinions about it. And then it'll be, then it could be accepted, but you're always going to have to defend it somehow. So what about strength? The Magician and the Emperor again. All right, so you have what you need to be able to pretty much deal with whatever it is that's coming. You have the resources, you have the experience, and again, you're like Emperor strong. So you're like able to figure out what you need and how you need it, and then, see where it'll go from there. what about this world? Oh, the devil. The devil and what's this? Oh, the Four of Wands. All right, so it seems like the devil's, to me, is just always, it could be somebody that maybe like the negative feelings. Like the devil represents to me, it's like your dark side. Almost, you know, if you're going to have like a critic, it's usually we usually are our own worst critic. And it might just be somebody, you know, or you, not somebody, but you know, you're like talking and you're making yourself not feel good about what you're doing because you just have a tendency to, and you shouldn't do that. But yeah, you gotta put the devil guy away because this looks like a celebration of some sort. Did you have that already? Yeah, it looks like whatever comes down at the end of the month. I mean, there's a celebration, there may be a house, but I feel like you are having like negative thoughts about it. Like maybe you're having self-doubt. That's it. Sorry. You're having self-doubt about it. Like maybe you're not sure. It's like, okay, well, do we want to put the money on this house? Do we want this house? Is there going to be a lot of problems? Are we going to have to, like, kind of like doing that? Like you're worrying yourself about something because, I mean, it's a practical situation, but maybe you're just like overdoing it to the point where you might not even enjoy the process if you're making yourself feel kind of, you know, bad about it. Let's see. Oh, communication is key. That makes sense. That Three of Cups keeps coming back to me. Yeah, it does. And communication is. Everything's all sticking together. So. And your commitment is being tested. So maybe whatever it is that you're thinking about, again, like I said, if it was relationship, the house, the job, whatever the situation is, I feel like, okay, like I said, it's being tested. So, you know, what are you going to do about it? You're going to rethink it? You're going to work around it? Find somebody to get advice from? Ooh, intuition. You need to use your intuition. And flow. So you want to keep everything, all right, you want to use your intuition, that's really important. And the flow is like just trying to keep things on an even keel. And I'm telling you, keep thinking about whatever this is, like whether this is, you know, the devil energy that you got going on, the job that I think you have or you're going to have, or whatever this Three of Cups is. Just try to, you know, go with your gut on that one and just see if you can keep everything flowing nice. And hopefully it'll turn out for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I will be seeing you in a couple weeks. All right, take care.